Welcome back to ESBR Boxing in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk, your home of betting tips and analysis, not just for boxing, football, horse racing, other sports as well. Please click the link in the description to find out more. Paul, we have just seen Nick Bull retain his world championship. TJ Doheny being pulled out by his corner at the end of round 10. Couple of things to cover with you. Obviously, we're doing this raw as we always do. Appreciate you kind of staying up with me tonight. Bit of a late one. Should Nick Bull have been disqualified? Where is your head on that? Nick Bull kicked TJ Doheny at the end of round one. Just your thoughts on that. Should he have been disqualified? Should he have just been given a point off? Nothing at all. Where's your head at with that?
Yeah, mate, I think it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's funny, like if you're going off pure rules, it's it is, isn't it? And realistically, it is a disqualification if you're going off the rules. So yes, if he probably should have been. Um, Obviously we're not the referee, we don't know what goes on. I know Dehaney did have him in a bit of a headlock, kind of maybe trying to get into his head, old man in him a wee bit, kick him. Um, so unless the referees just said, "Well, you were holding him after the bell, you kicked the bell," like you both weren't listening to me, kind of thing. Um, I'm not too sure, but yeah, you would have thought that maybe at least there would have been a point. I think he's very fortunate there, and just very odd, mate. I don't know why you would do that after 3 minutes. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Look,
To me,
we saw a feisty weigh-in yesterday. Um, but it's just not Nick Bull. Like, I know you've interviewed him several times. I've interviewed him a couple of times. He's just quite a cool character, and it feels like it looks to me like he's just lost his temper and lashed out and done something I'm sure he regrets. So I found it, yeah, I was quite surprised and just found it very strange. And I do think there should have been some sort of consequence. No one wants to, if you've paid for a ticket tonight or you've stayed up to watch the fight, no one wants to see it end after one round in a disqualification. So I'm glad the fight continued for kind of fans, but the idea of someone kicking someone in a boxing ring and not getting punished for it at all is is bizarre to me. But however, the fight continued. Nick Bull, yeah, didn't quite get TJ to hang out of there as quickly as Nairo Inoue did. 10 rounds instead of Inoue. I think it was 7 rounds for Inoue. Um, Talk me through your thoughts on the fight, Paul. Thoughts on Nick Bull's performance, how TJ Doheny's performance, how you had kind of your scorecard at the end of round 10 as well, please.
yeah, mate, I think Henry was very hard to nail down early. I think definitely won a few rounds. I think that first and the fourth. Maybe could have even given him the second potentially, I think, but from round five onwards, for me, mate, that was when ball really began to take over. I think it was maybe round six, round seven. Look, Dehaney was really slowing down. Um, he was springing about on his feet. He wasn't doing that as much from round six onwards. Couldn't get out of the backhand from the southpaw stance, which he was getting out of the way. Um, I just think that his age and the amount of fights he's had was just began to tell. I said it, didn't I? I think from midway through the fight, it looked like he was tired. And the fight was really only going the one way from then, from round six traffic from Nick Ball. Hence why then, obviously, in my opinion, the corner made the right decision. Um, Puncher and has got a good knockout ratio, but it was going one way. He was just going to take more shots. Um, so I don't disagree with what the corner done there and pulling Heaney out. I think that was a good decision. But yeah, tricky to nail down for sure. But as he tired, I think Nick Ball just took over. Way.
Yeah, for sure. And it was nice to see Doheny get pulled out. I don't think he gave a bad account of himself tonight. A lot of people thought the fight was going to last a lot less than it did. Doheny won some rounds as well. But I think he got to kind of round seven, round eight, and I think most people were thinking, in what way is Doheny going to win this fight? He's not going to win this fight on points, and he doesn't look like he's really got the power to stop Nick Ball at the moment. Um, we'll wrap things up now, Paul, because it's getting been a bit of a late one tonight. Um, it doesn't sound to me like Nick Ball's going to be in the unification fight next, which is a fight that I'm sure a lot of people would want to see, whether it's Angelo Leo, Stephen Fulton, some other fantastic featherweight champions there. You might disagree with me, but that's my gut feeling. It really doesn't sound like that's going to happen. On the Inoue thing, where's your head with that? Because it feels like throughout fight week there was more talk about Naoya Inoue than there was TJ DOHENY, if I'm honest with you. Um, Despite the fact Inoue's next fight has been announced for early May, it sounds like Inoue's then going to fight at Medvedev in September. Um, do you, do you, is that the fight you kind of really want to see for Nick Ball? I just my personal opinion, it involves Nick Ball kind of centering an important part of his career about a fight that might or might not happen with Inoue. But give us your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think Frank Warren kind of made it clear that is the plan, but it will be down the line because as you've touched on, I know he's fighting in May. It looks like he's going to fight AMJ Akhmadaliev in here, so you can hardly wait around until say then he was to move up to featherweight after that fight against Akhmadaliev. You're talking this time next year is probably the earliest time that that fight could actually happen. So you need to fight him want him to have unifications. I think we all do, don't we? We want to see the best fight the best in each division. Four different, you know, Stephen Fulton, obviously, and Espinoza, good fighters. Are they realistically are able to happen? I hope so. But it seems like Frank Warren and seem to want to be, keep ball fighting in Liverpool. So
Hmm.
I like you, mate. I hope we're both, but my gut feeling is that he won't fight in unifications, perhaps. Maybe just against decent names. But the Inoue thing, I could see it happen. I would be here for it to see it happen because just might happen to be against Nick Ball. Um, Realistically, it's at least 12 months down the line, so you can't be looking at that right now.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, I'd look. I'm just a bit. It's just a bit. I think it's just a bit of a strange one to me. And Frank Warren and everyone else must be very confident that Inoue's going to that fight is going to happen if they're willing to wait around for it. I just wonder if Inoue might kind of get to featherweight and decide to have a tune-up fight at featherweight first, or go after what he perceives to be a weaker champion. But we'll see. We'll see. Nick Ball, arguably Britain's pound for pound best fighter now, one of the most exciting fighters in Britain now, a genuine world champion. And we will see, yeah, we will see who he fights next and what the plan is. Paul, good to be joined by you as always. Appreciate your time. I will speak to you again very, very soon.
Cheers, mate. All the best.